Welcome back. As Canada dealing with vaccine shortages from Pfizer, there's some promising news in the fight against COVID-19. The first fully made-in-Canada vaccine has just begun human trials here in Toronto. Dr. Piyush Patel, Chief Medical Officer for Providence Therapeutics, joining me now with the very latest. Good morning to you, Dr. Patel.
Good morning to you.
Okay, so this is good news. But what's very interesting are the timelines. So can you walk us through where we are sitting right now?
So we just started our phase 1 study last week. The phase 1 is a first-in-man study, so first time it's being given to humans. This study is enrolling right now at a place called Mana Research in Toronto. It will be finished, we think, by the middle of May, after which we'll start what's called a phase 2/3 study, which we hope we will finish by the end of this year. And then we take it all to Health Canada for approval, to get approval to market the drug.
Okay. I mean, obviously, there's a big spotlight on vaccines, and it would be lovely to have a Canadian candidate on the market, considering we are waiting on various counterparts from around the world to try to get these vaccines, these shots here. What kind of support has Providence received from the government?
So to date, the Providence has received just over $4 million for this phase 1 study. We are hoping to get some more funding for our phase 2 and 3 study, which is actually many times larger than the phase 1 study. So that's the support we've received.
So I understand that there was, a proposal was submitted back in the spring looking for more money, which maybe would have expedited this process. Where did that stand, and why was there such a holdup?
So the company actually was ready to do the first this study that we've just started. We were ready to do it sometime late spring, early summer. The CEO at the time Brad Sorensen had applied to or contacted every department he could think of within the government, the federal government, and no response was received. And so ultimately, he decided to self-fund the development, and then finally, IRAP came through with some funding for the phase 1 study, which is how the study got started. So it really was kind of falling on deaf ears. And if you look at the other countries, the U.S., for example, gave a lot of cash up front to Moderna. And in Europe, the European government gave some cash to Pfizer to develop the vaccine. So this kind of funding is crucial and vital, and that would have helped us get to the market a lot quicker.
So just so I'm hearing it right, Dr. Patel, should that proposal had been approved and the funding given to your company earlier, we could have been way ahead of the game.
Absolutely. We would have likely had the vaccine approved by this month or next month, and be ready to vaccinate Canadians with a Canadian-made vaccine, by the end of March, I would think.
Wow. Okay. Given that you are a Canadian company, does that help with Health Canada approvals expediting that process?
We've certainly had very good response from Health Canada. The phase 1 study, for example, that we put in, we got them to approve that study within 2 weeks. So they're very much on top of it, and they're there to respond to our needs. And so that's been very good.
Okay, so we do hope that we see some promising results here. Dr. Patel, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for giving us the background on this, and we hope to stay in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It is 6:22 right now. Coming up, we are going to the U.S. following President Biden as they continue to ramp up that country's vaccine rollout, securing yet another new deal with Pfizer and Moderna. Up next, you're going to find out just how many Americans he is promising to vaccinate by the end of the summer.